Welcome back, candidates, to this second session, which is a continuation of lesson 1, still under light energy. Remember, in the previous session, we talked about the sources of light, which were natural and artificial sources. Here, we're saying that the objects that produce light are divided into two, and these are luminous objects, then non-luminous objects, which can also be called illuminated objects. The luminous objects can as well be called the direct sources of light because they are able to produce and emit their own light. So to begin with, the luminous objects, or what we've said, can also be termed as direct sources of light. They are sources of light that produce and emit light on their own. The examples, we have the sun, the stars, the glowworms, the fireflies, erupting volcanoes, torches, then glowing charcoal, or we can say hot charcoal. These sources still are reflected in the natural sources of light. So we have the non-luminous objects, which we say they are illuminated objects or the indirect sources of light. And we're saying that these are sources of light that emit light which is produced from other sources. The examples here, we have the planets, the plane mirrors, and the moon. So these objects do not produce light on their own, but reflect light from other sources. There is a point to note here that objects that produce light when they are hot are known as the incandescent objects. Candidates, these objects are able to produce light, but in actual sense, when they are very hot. And we have the examples. The sun, nobody doubts it. We receive heat from the sun, which means it is a hot source of light. Then we have hot charcoal. I've said if you do not use hot charcoal, you can say glowing charcoal. Then the filament of electric bulbs. In electricity and magnetism, you covered the electric bulb and you talked about the filament of the bulb and its function. Then we have still erupting volcanoes. They are also hot sources of light. Then the stars. Candidates, this note is not reflected in your workbooks. You can get where to write it and you include it. Then, how does light travel? How does light move from one place to another? Number one, we are saying that light travels in all directions from the source. We have a diagram here which is illustrating point 1. We assume that this is the source of light, and the light rays are moving to different directions, but from that particular source. So meaning that light travels in all directions from the source. Then 2, light travels in a straight line. Dear candidates, when you check in your workbooks, there are several diagrams illustrating how light travels in a straight line. We have this where we used the cardboard boxes. Then there is one which is, there is one where we used a pipe, a straight pipe, to show that light is able to move in a straight line. So we have the source of light here, which is a burning candle. Then we have these 3 cardboards, which are arranged in a way that they are straight to ensure that the holes put in the middle of each cardboard is parallel to each other. Then we have the viewer or the observer. We're saying that the viewer, in this case, will receive light from the candle through the 3 holes which are arranged in a straight line. Had we adjusted any of the cardboards and probably moved it slightly up or down, then this person wouldn't be able to see the light from the burning candle because we would have blocked it. So in conclusion, we say that light travels in a straight line. You'll do an activity on page 88 in your workbooks. Thank you so much once again.